Hello, Tim from Fairplane now on the 3rd of April 2024. So just had a nice little electrical job I did up the road there, got that finished already, and yeah, it's just a little bit of rewiring on a lighting circuit. Very quick and easy to do, just some substandard cable which I replaced with the proper stuff. So job's a good in, and kind of on my way from there, I was driving down basically like a typical English country lane with woods either side and the odd house here and there along the way. But one thing I noticed, and I'm starting to notice this a lot on many roads, but it is particularly shocking on a country lane, because the amount of rubbish that was on the side of the road, on the verges and going into the woods and stuff, was just insane. You never used to see that, not on a country lane. They always used to be pretty pristine, you know, apart from maybe the odd bit of cow poop and horse poop around. But as far as rubbish was concerned, you'd see maybe the odd little bit here and there, but it's getting to the point where it's noticeable. When you drive along, it's noticeable. When you're going along kind of A and B roads, dual carriageways and things, it's again very noticeable now how much rubbish is just down the road. And it's not just a little bit here and then a few hundred yards down the road, another little bit there. It's constant all the way along. I don't know if you've noticed this. This is in England, of course, where I live, whether it's the same in your country, but it's something you never used to get, not to this degree anyway, until really a few years ago. The roads and everything always used to be quite clean. Part of it's probably because the councils are, well, they're quite happy to do all sorts of political correctness and woke nonsense and spend money on that kind of thing. But when it comes to keeping places clean, you know, the roads sort of free of litter and that kind of thing, all of a sudden they're nowhere to be seen. So part of it's to do with that. I can think of one or two other factors as well, which I won't go into now, but you can probably guess, if you're one of my more astute viewers, what I'm driving at there. Perhaps people who haven't got quite the same sort of high standards that we've had traditionally. I'll leave it at that. But one thing, this will never happen. And it would happen if I was Prime Minister. This would start on day one, and it would actually start on day one as well. Not just the kind of day one that new Argentinian president sort of talks about when he says day one, if you know what I mean. Not exactly the most genuine of characters, is he, that bloke? But if I ever became Prime Minister, unlikely I know, but if I was, on day one, I would sort of say, right, everyone who's unemployed, everyone who's over here staying in hotels and getting a generous kind of payment every week or every month, time for you to actually earn that money. You know, money doesn't come free, not in a proper society. You actually need to work for it. And yeah, we're happy to sort of help you out if you're genuinely in need. But if you're able-bodied, we're going to get you out and doing a few bits and pieces for society. And one of those things would be getting out and picking up the rubbish off the side of the roads. And once that's all been done, well, obviously that would be on a sort of ongoing basis to make sure everything stays clean. But maybe then they could sort of start by neatening up the verges and maybe planting some flowers in there and that kind of thing, and just making the whole place look a lot nicer. And that's what I would do. But I'm sure there's many people around, these sort of woke types, and they would just say, oh, that's far right, that is. That's a far right idea. Getting people to actually work for their money, just putting a bit back and rather than taking the whole time. Far right, really. And not that term means anything now. All of these people in the media and stuff, when they go on about people being far right, it just doesn't mean anything anymore, does it? It's like all of these other terms that they like to come out with, insult-wise and everything. It just doesn't mean anything anymore. But I'm sure these people would also come out with ridiculous stuff, such as you're going to, by making people work, forcing people to work, doing things like litter picking, you're going against their human rights. Again, I know these people, I know their minds, and that is exactly the kind of thing they would say, isn't it? They would just kind of say, you're sort of going against their human rights. And these people are hypocrites, because they weren't really that concerned about human rights 2 or 3 years ago, were they? When people like me were refusing to have a certain intervention. All of this, we're going to respect human rights, that soon went out the window, didn't it? So these people are hypocrites. Next time you hear someone saying that kind of stuff, it's against that person's human rights, you're being sort of racist, you're being this, you're being that, just remember that these people are far from believing in equality and fairness. They're just the opposite. They basically just believe in a totalitarian state, and they just come out with this stuff when it helps the agenda to push along towards that. But when it doesn't, all of a sudden they're nowhere to be seen, and they're not speaking out at all. So total hypocrites, and these people are to be ignored. So I thought I'd just finish this off. March, well, we're just into April now, but March was quite a good month for this channel. I've got picked up about 400 or so new subscribers, so a warm welcome if you're one of them. And you've probably noticed by now that it kind of, what I do is I alternate between little rants like this, talking to camera, talking about various news items that I've seen recently, and also filming events and trying to put out useful content for you as well. So that's just a brief overview of this channel. So if you're new here, welcome, and hope you continue to watch what I do and find it useful. And I've kind of seen or kind of heard in a roundabout way that I owe quite a few of these new subscribers to shout outs that Jeff Buys Cars does on his channel. He's got an interesting channel. I recommend you check him out. But I have heard through comments under these videos and the odd email I've got that Jeff has actually given me and my channel either at least one, maybe a couple of shout outs in recent times. So the only trouble is I haven't actually seen these videos where he's done that. So if you know the video, if you know this is true and you know the videos, if you can kind of point me in the right direction, maybe email me at tim@fairplaynow.net with the link, and I'll watch it, because I'd quite like to go along and leave a comment under his video, sort of thanking him really. And if Jeff himself is watching this, sort of thank you very much for the shout outs, much appreciated. Anyway, with that, I'm going to leave it, but no doubt I'll be back soon with a bit more commentary on whatever nonsense catches my eye in the next few days. So until then, Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.